Hello everyone. Today I will demonstrate how to create your own custom font. I will use Linux. Any Linux distribution will work. I will use the GIMP for our graphics manipulation, Inkspace for our vector graphics, and FontForge for creating the final font. You can use any handwriting any handwriting samples that you have available to you. It is best if your handwriting is written on a white paper, but for today's example I will use Turing's handwriting, which is taken from turingarchive.com, which the samples that are available that I will use are written on Turing's handbooks, which unfortunately have horizontal lines and are written on yellowish type of paper, which makes things a little bit more difficult. First thing I'll do is zoom all the way in, since this is a scalable image of Turing's handwriting, in order to get the best resolution for the samples that I'll use as a basis of my font. And once you identify samples that you'd like to use for each character in the alphabet, you'd obviously have to capture the graphic or the sample in some way. And since I'm using these samples off of the internet, I will just take a screenshot of my desktop, which if you scan your own handwriting, you can scan directly to a JPEG image, for example, using your scanner utilities. And this will also result in better resolution for me. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, so like I said, I'll just proceed with a screenshot. I will select a region that I like from my sample, and save the example. Then I'm going to open GIMP and load the newly captured image. The reason why I'm doing this is that I want to contrast my background of my writing sample, since, like I mentioned, my background in my sample is interfering with my particular letters. I've tried this before and it doesn't work. You might not run into this issue. There are two ways you can do this. The first, more confusing and more complicated and more tedious way, is to zoom in to a level that you're comfortable on the image and switch your brush color to white, since in my sample my lettering is written in black ink, and just write over the background using a hard brush. Of course, avoiding erasing the actual letter that you're trying to use for a basis of your font. The easier and recommended way is to use one of the filters that is actually provided by GIMP.